Elias stumbled upon the USB drive while cleaning out his late grandfather's attic. It was small, unassuming, tucked away in a dusty box filled with old photographs. Curiosity piqued, he plugged it into his laptop. The drive contained a series of video files, each labeled with a cryptic date and time. He clicked on the first video, his breath catching in his throat at what he saw. The footage showed a clandestine meeting in a dimly lit room, men in suits whispering urgently, their faces obscured by shadows. A hushed conversation about a large sum of money exchanged hands. Illegal dealings were the subject. Something was amiss. There was an undeniable sense of urgency and fear in their voices. Elias felt a chill run down his spine. He was witnessing something he was never meant to see. The next video was more disturbing. It depicted a violent confrontation in a deserted alleyway. A struggle, a muffled scream, the flash of a weapon. The blurry footage made it difficult to identify the individuals involved. But Elias recognized a familiar watch on the wrist of one of the figures, his grandfather's watch. A wave of nausea washed over him. This was more than just a simple discovery, it was a revelation that shattered his perceptions. He watched video after video, each one adding to the unsettling puzzle. The footage hinted at a conspiracy, a web of deceit and danger that involved more people than he could imagine. He felt like he was walking a tightrope. The next video showed a transfer of documents. He couldn't read the small print, but the sheer number indicated important files. He couldn't believe his eyes. There were coded messages and conversations. It was dangerous, illegal, and potentially life-threatening. He felt the weight of the information, a heavy burden he was ill-equipped to handle. Fear mixed with a burning curiosity. The thought of deleting the videos never crossed his mind. He needed answers. He needed to know the truths. Was this a mafia? He needed answers. He had to find out what happened next. He felt like a detective from a 1940s movie. He had to tread carefully. This might be a trap. He felt a cold shiver running down his spine. His heart pounded in his chest, a drumbeat of adrenaline. The risk was immense. He decided to contact a private investigator, someone who could discreetly help him unravel the mystery. He knew this was a dangerous path, but he couldn't ignore the truth that stared him in the face. The investigator, a grizzled veteran named Marcus, listened intently. He reviewed the videos, his expression growing grimmer with each passing moment. He seemed seasoned. Marcus confirmed Elias' suspicions. This was much bigger than he initially thought. This involved powerful people, and they would stop at nothing to cover their tracks. They worked quickly. He knew it was a matter of time before someone came looking for the USB drive. This was serious business. Marcus had a plan. They needed to gather more evidence to build a case against those responsible. Elias' heart sank. "They are very powerful," he murmured. Marcus confirmed his fears. This was an intricate network. They had to proceed cautiously. He felt a wave of hopelessness. Was this too much? He had put himself and the investigator in mortal danger. Days turned into weeks and the tension grew. They had received coded threats. They were being watched. Elias felt paranoid, glancing over his shoulder every few minutes. The paranoia was building. The stakes were incredibly high. One evening, a shadowy figure appeared at Elias' doorstep. The fight was inevitable. Elias knew he had to be careful. It was a fight for survival. He was going to fight for his life. He had to. His life was on the line. He escaped barely. The investigator Marcus was eventually caught but released after a few days. They learned that the people involved in this conspiracy were high-ranking government officials. Elias, shocked to the core, decided to take the matter to the appropriate authorities. The authorities promised to act swiftly. Elias is relieved but wary, knowing that the fight for justice is far from over. His life has changed forever, leaving him with a lasting trauma. His grandfather's legacy is not what he thought it was. The consequences were more than he could bear. He might have to relocate,